So we are back. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. Good afternoon. Good morning. Wherever you are. We are. Yep, it is time.
Strap yourself in because we're set up, switched on, and ready to go.
Yep.
Hello, welcome. I'm Dr. Olushola Ajile.
We are ready to go.
Show where we inspire you, help you reinvent yourself, and to make a positive impact in your community, in your country, and on your continent. We mentor people across Africa. We bring you guests with inspiring life stories who are themselves transformation agents, making a positive change in their profession and nation. Subscribe to the African Coaching and Mentorship Initiative YouTube channel.
Subscribe to our channel.
Instagram, Facebook, and
You're welcome. How has your day been? We are live. Hey, wow. I think we need to give our guests an award on time, sharp and proper. Wow. Wow. Our guests, wow. You have, we need to give you an award. We need to give our guests an award. We are waiting for you to accept. I've already accepted you. You're welcome. Waiting for So it's the Mentors Show. I'm your host, Dr. Olushola Ajide, and we are live on the Mentors Show tonight. A very interesting night it will be. So, wow, Atumbi is unable to join. Why? Why can't you join? No, Atumbi must be able to join tonight because tonight is going to be phenomenal. So I'm your host on the Mentor Show, Dr. Olushola Ajide. How has your day been? Tonight is going to be great. We have our guests. And it's going to be very interesting. We're going to learn quite a lot of things tonight with our guest sharing from his experience. We are waiting for you, Mr. Kunle, to accept. Wow, unable to join. What's the problem? He says you are unable to join. What is it? No, you will be able to join. Yeah, he says you are unable to join. What is the problem? Okay, again, going live with. It's waiting for you to accept. Precious, good evening, welcome. Instagram, we are waiting. You must cooperate tonight because we need to have a wonderful time. Twice it has says that our guests cannot join. It shouldn't take this long. Unable to join all again. So what's the problem? What is the problem? Babs Daramola, good evening, sir. Good evening. Oh, Tebet Nat, welcome back all the way from India. Yeah. Ibire Suju, welcome. Tebet Nat, yeah, welcome back. All the way from India. We spoke about an hour ago. Thanks for coming back. It's the Mentor Show. Yeah, welcome. Good evening. Tell us where you are joining us from. It's the Mentor Show where we inspire you, where we help you to reinvent yourself. Welcome back. Welcome, Sylvia. Good evening. We help you to reinvent yourself, renovate yourself, and make impact in your community, on your continent, and our guests cannot join. What's the problem? What is the Sylvia's Pandu Titus, welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. It's the Mentor Show. Tonight we are going to we have sent invitation to our guest, and I don't know what's the problem that it says he couldn't join us today. We got to no, Ibiri, not yet. Our guest is already here. If our guest is not here, it will be a different thing. He is already here. He was the first person to arrive, and I think we need to give him an award for being the first person. He was the first. He was right on time at 7 o'clock. Our guest was here, which shows the type of the quality of our guests. Wow, unable to join. No. Yeah, I'm wondering also why it's not connecting. I'm just quickly researching and Googling that, why that is. You can hear me now, okay. I am John Singh, welcome, good evening. Well, tonight we're going to hear, I can hear you too, yeah. Okay, you can hear me now. So was there a time you couldn't hear me? Was there a time you couldn't hear me? I've sent the request again. Our guest is having.
Make a positive impact in your community,
Mm,
and on your continent. We mentor people across Africa. We bring you guests with inspiring life stories who are themselves transformation agents, making a positive change in their profession and nation. Subscribe to the African Coaching and Mentorship Initiative YouTube channel. Follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter.
wow. It says can't join. This is interesting tonight. Very interesting tonight. It's going. Don't worry. It's going to be a great one tonight. I can hear you. I can't hear you again, please. Wow. Could it then be because others could hear me? Could it be internet from your end? Or once the request expires, your audio becomes inactive. Oh.
It is time.
Mm.
Strap yourself in because we're set up, switched on, and ready to go. Hello, welcome. I'm Dr. Olushola Ajide, your host on the Mentors Show, where we
Okay.
inspire you, help you reinvent yourself, and to make a
Yeah,
positive
it's,
impact
don't
in your
worry.
community,
It's
in your country,
connect it
and on
again.
your continent.
Okay. So I have to leave and okay, leave and rejoin. Yeah.
Inspiring life stories who are themselves transformation agents,
So Mr.
and nations.
Mr. Kunle, so did you leave and rejoin?
Follow us on
Have you left and rejoined? Why not leave and rejoin? And let's see. Why not leave and rejoin? And yes, I agree with you, Precious. This meeting must hold tonight. This meeting must hold tonight. This meeting must hold tonight. We are pumped up, ready to be inspired. So, Mr. Kunle, you just leave and join us in our rejoin and see. Yes, I know. I told Atumbi will rejoin. Yes. Okay, now that you have rejoined, the video audio is working. So if you rejoined and the audio is working, let's try again. It will go. It will work now. It will work.
It is time. Strap yourself in because we're set up, switched on, and ready to go. Hello, welcome. I'm Dr. Olushola Ajide, your host on the Mentors Show, where we inspire you, help you reinvent yourself, and to make a positive impact in your community, in your country, and on your continent. We mentor people across Africa. We bring you guests with inspiring life stories.
Something says this if update has been released for your device.
Their profession and subscribe to the African Coaching and
Well,
Mentorship Initiative YouTube channel.
now that it's joined, your audio is working,
Facebook and
but you're not. Oh, okay. Yeah, it says you are, but it still says you are unable to join me. So I don't really know. Let me monitor that from this device here. Yeah, we want to see you. Yeah, try from your own side. Yeah. So Atubi, try from your own end. And let's see. If you try from your end. Okay, that you mean you should go live and I join. Okay, let's do that. Let's see how that goes. So you go live, let me log off. You go live while I join you. Is that okay? So you go live and I'll join you. Wow, you are even showing. Then there must be a problem because on I can see. Wow. Yeah. Oh no. Okay, you were joining Africa coaching. You should be on at Dr. Olushola Ajide. Ah. You should now.
You're welcome.
Yeah, Mr. Kunle.
You're welcome.
I can hear you. You should join Dr. Olushola Ajide, not at me. That's the confusion. It should be at it.
You're welcome, Dr. Christine.
It should
You're welcome.
be at Dr.
Welcome, guys.
At this handle.
We're waiting for the host to join us. So I'm going to be speaking about
No, that's the handle.
creativity in the midst of COVID-19 pandemic.
Can you see that?
So the host will soon join us, and we're looking forward to having a great experience.
It should be at.
Great.
That's the handle you're supposed to join.
Dr. Olushola, have you joined? I'm still looking out for you.
I have joined you.
Once you join, I will be able to click to allow you to connect.
No.
Good to see Professor Kwejila Iwola. Good to see
The
you,
show
Dr. Christine
is
Tanzania.
at.
Good to see you, Adisosa. Good to see you, my friend, Madhumi Hita.
At nope. At so there seems to be a mix up to that. The show should be at Olushola.
So, Dr. Olushola, you need to join me live.
No.
Dr. Olushola, you need to join me live. You need to join me. If you join me live, I'll be able to add you.
The show is at Dr. Olushola, Dr. Olushola at that, not at Africa Coaching and Mentorship. We are going to have this show tonight. I cannot see what was the problem. I can see what's the problem. I need to call you now. We are going to have this show tonight. It's part of the... Hello, brother. Yes, you're supposed... The show is not at Africa Coaching and Mentorship, but at Dr. Olushola Ajide.
Yes, so you need to join me from... I tried that why it's declining or what?
Yeah, because what you are sending me now, when you send me a request, you are sending me a request at Africa Coaching and Mentorship, which is not where we are meeting.
You need to come up live so that I can add you.
Uh,
You join me. You're using the other one, the other African coach to join me. That's why I was thinking that's why you declined.
No, I don't want to join. I don't want to join at the Africa Coaching because all my audience are on at Dr. Olushola Ajide. There are two accounts.
Yes. Can you join me from your own account so that because since your account is not working for me to be able to join
Okay, let's try that now. Yeah.
join me from your account. I think that's what will work.
Okay. We are going to have a nice time tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Technical difficulties. Technical difficulties, but we are live. All right. So I've joined now. You are frozen. Yep, we are live. I've sent the request. I've sent the request.
Hi, Dr. Olushola, I'm waiting for you to accept the request.
I've already sent a request. I can see I've sent a request to join.
Dr. Olushola, I'm waiting for you to accept the request.
It's not showing me anything from this end. Wow. I have sent the request for you. So
Hi, Brittany. Hi, Julius. Hi, Sable.
Very interesting.
Oh, good. All right. Yes, so you need to accept it. It says waiting for Dr. Olushola Ajide.
It's not.
You need to accept it now.
It's not showing me anything here.
I've added you.
It is not showing
Dr. Olushola, I've added you. It's waiting for you to accept the request.
anything from this. And this is the first time I'm having this experience. It is not showing anything from this end.
Dr. Olushola, you need to accept the request, sir.
Quite interesting, isn't it? We've been doing this since your request wasn't sent. Oh, I can see what he was experiencing then. Oh, your request wasn't sent. I could see what he was experiencing. I could see what he was experiencing. Wow, interesting. I can see what he was experiencing. Your request wasn't sent. Oh, I could see what he was requesting. Interesting. Wow. Interesting.
Hi, Brittany. Good to see you.
Good to see you too.
Good. So,
No, I think they have to send your request first.
what do you say?
I think they need to send a request to you first, and then you just accept their end.
Oh, and
It's quite interesting tonight, isn't it? Ladies and gentlemen, this is the first time since May that we've had this kind of technical, if you like, difficulties. But the good thing is that we are going to have a nice show tonight. So can you see? This is the first time. Can you see the message I sent to you now? The picture I sent to you?
Yes. Who sent me the request? She sent me a request and I added her and she came up live.
Yeah.
To send a request.
I did the same thing, but you could see the message I sent to you now. It says,
I see again. Can you do it again? Can you jump off and request again?
I've jumped off, and this I can now understand what you were going through because I've jumped off, I've added, and when I sent the request, when it says it could not go, the audio went off. So I could understand what you were going through earlier. Let's see again. We're going to have a nice time tonight. It's gonna be...
And
the request wasn't sent. Why? Okay, let's see. Very interesting tonight, isn't it? Ladies and gentlemen,
it is time. Strap yourself in because we're set up, switched on.
we are set up. And tonight we're going to have a nice time. Even though we are having a little bit of technical challenge, as it were.
Subscribe to the African Coaching and Mentorship Initiative YouTube channel. Follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter.
Interesting, isn't it? Technology provides new opportunities, and technology also provides challenging opportunities, isn't it? But we are going to be able to overcome and surmount this tonight. This is the first time since we started the Mentor Show in May, I think May 14th. This is the first time we are having this kind of a technical challenge. It's quite so we are going to go back live.
It is time. Strap yourself in because we're set up, switched
All right.
ready to go. Hello, welcome. I'm Dr. Olusola Ajide, your host on the Mentor Show, where we inspire you
It's not even loading my Instagram page,
impact in your community,
the app itself.
on your continent. We mentor people across Africa. We bring you guests with inspiring life stories who are themselves transformation agents, making
Interesting. Even the app Instagram is not loading for me again.
subscribe to the African Coaching
The third time.
Initiative YouTube channel. Follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and
Maybe what okay, now we are back.
We're trying to see how we can connect to Dr. Ajide in UK. Seem to be having a mysterious technical error on his side. Good to see you, Toby. Good to see you, brother. Good to see you.
I've sent a request now.
Good to see you guys. Good to see you, Fidelis. Oh, great. Dr. Ajide, good to see you, sir.
Can you see me now? Finally, finally, finally. Finally. It's now it's just very interesting. Since May 14th, when we started this show, this is the first time I'm having this kind of a serious experience of of trying to you sending a request and I accept it and it says you are not able to join. And until you asked me to go, until we had a reverse for me to see what you were experiencing, that is showing you that red something. But finally we are in, isn't it? Wow. But it's a good one. It's more like a reverse situation, but no problem. We are home and dry. We are going to have a nice time tonight. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, let me play my intro again, and we start.
Because we're set up, switched on, and ready to go. Hello, welcome. I'm Dr. Olushola Ajide, your host on the Mentors Show, where we inspire you, help you reinvent yourself, and to make a positive impact in your community, in your country, and on your continent. We mentor people across Africa. We bring you guests with inspiring life stories who are themselves transformation agents, making a positive change in their profession and nations. Subscribe to the African Coaching and Mentorship Initiative YouTube channel. Follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter.
All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Mentor Show. I'm your host, Dr. Olushola Ajide, and you know how it's done on this show. We inspire you. This show is meant to help you reinvent yourself, reinnovate yourself, and make impact in your community, in your country, and on your continent. And tonight, we have a wonderful guest in our midst who actually typifies and exemplifies these characteristics. We have tonight our guest, Mr. Kunle Adewale. Now, let me give you his bio. You know, it's loaded. It's like a book itself. It says Kunle Adewale is a graduate of Obafemi Awolowo University, which is in Ile-Ife, with a specialization in painting and art history. He studied civic leadership from Tulane University, New Orleans, USA, art in health for helping professionals, Charlotte, USA, and art in medicine at the Art in Health Research Intensive from University of Florida, USA. Kunle is a certified artist in understanding art and dementia from UCL London, and medicine and arts, Cape Town. Interesting. With over a decade of experience as an artist and an educationalist, he has founded Tender Arts Nigeria in 2013, which is a social enterprise and a non-profit organization with which is making positive impact in the life of children, youths, and adults, with a focus on the therapeutic implication of arts, you know, in the lives of those who are sick. He's talented and is also into community development. He has civic engagement characteristics, which is great. So I don't want to be boring you down with if you want to read more, go to my Facebook page or my Instagram page. You read all the theses of our guest tonight. And one of the things that qualified our guest to be on this show tonight is that he has impacted over 15,000 individuals. And that is what this show is all about. That you can be the change, you can make impact. And our guest tonight is just an example of that. So, welcome, Mr. Kunle Adewale, to the Mentor Show.
Thank you so much, Dr. Olajide. It's my pleasure. I'm happy that finally we're able to connect.
Yeah.
I was so worried, like, what is the
I know
error?
we are going to overcome it. It's one of those things.
Glad we're able to get it fixed.
Yeah. So let's go for it. Who is Mr. Kunle Adewale?
So Kunle Adewale is a visual artist based in Lagos, Nigeria. So I was very passionate about development beyond aesthetics. I see that art has played a very significant role in community building and in restoring hope, in reviving spirit, uplifting spirit. So I'm always very passionate about art and humanity, the intersection between art and human experience and how art can really help to shape and change the negative narratives and bring so much positivity into the human spirit, body, soul, and even the mind. So this is what I've been doing for the past 7 years.
Wow.
As an artist working in the community, I work with diverse groups in Nigeria, different population. I work with children living with cancer and even adults that have even cancer. I also work with children, adolescents, and older people who are living with sickle cell anemia. I work with older adults that have dementia, like Alzheimer's disease, memory loss. I work with prison inmates in Nigeria. I work with girls at correctional center or correctional homes. I work with persons living with disabilities or neurological disabilities, such as autism, such as Down syndrome, probably cerebral palsy. I work with like different people in Nigeria. I also work with displaced person, child survivors of Cuba in the northern part of Nigeria, and I've been doing all of this for over 7 years. Most importantly, as an artist, I'm not by myself alone. I work with a team of professionals in Nigeria who are part of the Art and Medicine Fellowship program that I founded in 2018. And then so I saw a need that there's a gap between the arts and cultural organization and also the healthcare organization in Nigeria. I see that there's a need in the hospital that when you go to our hospital spaces, the walls are bare, the walls are plain, and it feels like a graveyard. It feels like something like a prison yard. But I believe that art can really play a restorative role and purpose in the hospital space. And over the time, we've introduced music, we've introduced dance, we've introduced paintings, introduced diverse art forms to help change the way people feel about the hospital and make the hospital more homely, make it feel like I'm at home away from home. I mean, I can go on and keep talking about all of the things we've been doing back home here in Nigeria, creating mirrors on the walls of the hospital mental health spaces and seeing how patients are able to plug into creativity and to find hope and joy and healing.
Wow. Now, ladies and gentlemen, you see, when I was reading the bio, you could see the point that even if I should leave Mr. Kunle to be speaking, quite a lot of things he's doing. And these are part of the things that we want to tap into tonight. Now, let's go this way. Take us back to the mind of Kunle at age 10.
That is very interesting. So, I'm someone that grew up in the slum area of Lagos, Nigeria.
Okay.
So, the environment where I grew up actually is an environment that has so much negativity, crime, rape, teenage pregnancy. I mean, a lot of negative things and negative vibes in the environment. And then so, for someone like as a young man like myself, go to school, come back from school, and the environment being on the street playing ball, I didn't actually have a clue about what the future holds for me.
Wow.
Yeah, I think that's what I would say. But I remember those years. I'm someone that I love drawing with colorful markers. I love drawing. There was this my Bible story that has a yellow cover.
Yep. My book of Bible story.
I normally draw characters from my Bible stories, and I will use colorful marker to color them. I really don't know what I was doing, but I was fascinated by images and pictures, and sometimes I write words with cursive. I just try to write words and try to decorate them, but I didn't know exactly what I was doing. I believe that it was the deep that was calling onto the deep. It was what God had planted in me that was calling forth my gifting, but even at that, I didn't know. And even my parents were not even taking cognizance of those gifts, were not really, being prompted by the things
that you're doing.
I was showcasing. They were not taking note of that. I mean, in an environment where you grow up and then you go, you come back, and they expect you to just do what the household chores. That's the thing that they expect from you. And that's what you're doing, and then you're just wasting time. I remember there were periods that my dad would flog me for counseling and for coloring and for drawing. drawing, even in my exercise book. Like that. Like, what do you think you're doing? You're counseling. You should be writing notes, not drawing, right? So yeah, the why drawing in your book. But then my dad never had any clue about like, oh, this child actually is gifted in drawing. Let's find ways of supporting him to grow his talent. We never had that conversation. So growing up, I never had a conversation about growing my talent as an artist. I didn't have those. No mentoring, no conversation around growing your talent or growing your gifting as a young person.
Wow. It's very interesting, and like I was relating, was it last week? I was related that myself, I grew up in Ajegunle. I grew up in Ajegunle, and as you were recounting all those things, one can relate with those kind of background in which there's nothing more as it were that you might be looking up to. There's nothing where you can relate as it were to, and all you just know is that. And when you mentioned the book of my book of Bible story, it also talks enough because we also have it in our house, and it's one of those beautiful books, those coloring books, and which you very beautiful colors and very good expressive combination of colors that are just wonderful. So you could see that as a child, so those things were manifesting, those things were drawing you were just engaged with drawing, writing, and our parents couldn't decipher and to recognize what is happening. And if you are watching this tonight, if you are watching this show live, or you are watching the replay of this show, please look out for children around you, and please don't kill the talent and the skill that are in them, because whatever it is said, psychologists have done the research, whatever a child will become between the ages of 0 and 5 is already formed. So, and those things will begin to manifest, and it's not for you as a person. And I can know, because like I told you, where I grew up also, when you are playing, they tell you, what are you doing? Is that what you're supposed to be doing? Go and carry your book, go and do this one. They don't see anything more than that area. So they don't see anything more than you are doing a medical doctor, you are doing engineering, you are doing lawyer, banking, and those are all what is being seen. So please, for all of you watching this tonight, or we're going to watch a replay of it, remember that begin to take interest in people around you, children around you, and see how you can spur those children to begin to make positive change and positive impact, and discover why their purpose, their why in life. And design, welcome. Iboksum, welcome. Yeah, go ahead.
So I was going to corroborate what you said about children.
Yeah.
So you talked about like when thinking about when they were there at age 10. For me, what that experience was for me. And then I remember that when I was employed as a primary school art teacher in 2012, in one of the private schools in Lagos, Nigeria. So I was teaching children in the classroom. Then so I got to know about, there was this 9-year-old girl that was like, she was exhibiting some exceptional talent. And I took note of that. So out of all the children I was teaching the class, so there was a period I called her aside. I see that you're really like doing very well in your drawing in my class. Do you mind if you want to really develop this artistic skill? Even the parents never thought about it. I told her to probably speak to the parents. When she gets to probably my art teacher actually have an interest in me, to mentor me, to groom the talent that I have. She spoke to them. Then the mom came to meet me in school. They we spoke about it, and that's how I started mentoring this 9-year-old.
Wow.
And before you know it, I go to her house on weekend, on Saturday. We spend sometimes 2 hours, drawing and painting. Sometimes we spend 3 hours.
Wow.
My kid will spend 5 hours. She was
Wow.
9-year-old. We spend 5 hours, and then she would draw, she would paint. She graduated from using pencil crayon, from using wax crayon, to using watercolor, to using acrylic, to painting on canvas, and gradually. And as she was painting, she was being mentored in a way that she started thinking about the things that are happening in her environment. Maybe the issue of unrest, the issue of conflict in Nigeria. They started painting works of art that speaks about peaceful coexistence.
Wow.
Drawing and making paintings.
Wow.
What that talks about what we need to do as a nation. And then so while she was doing that, and then so the federal government, our work caught the attention of the federal government of Nigeria.
Wow.
And that's how she was invited by the federal government of Nigeria to meet with the Senator Pius in 2013 in July. Where she was invited to come and make a presentation of her artwork that speaks about peace in the midst of the storm. So where she painted a dove with the flag of Nigeria on its mouth, and then the environment was windy like hurricane. But in the midst of that hurricane and storm, the dove was actually soaring with the flag of Nigeria on its mouth. And then so she spoke about this intelligently, and then they were so moved because it was televised live.
I think I remember that. If I'm correct, I might have seen that something. If I'm correct.
Yeah. So her name is Ayome Yola. So and then so they were moved. They were inspired by her speech, even beyond her artistic creation. And that's how she was mandated to make another painting for the president of Nigeria, for making a presentation about her artwork by talking about analyzing her work, and then she was commissioned to make a painting for the president of Nigeria. And then lo and behold, 2014 Nigeria clocked 100. They did what they call centenary celebration in Nigeria, and that's how she was reinvited again to the State House in Abuja with her parents and myself who were there. We met the who and who is in Nigeria right there in the hall, and we have met with different presidents from around the world, came to Nigeria to celebrate us. And then here she was, where she presented her artwork to the president of Nigeria at age 9 to age 10.
Wow.
And in the long run, she was given an award as Nigerian youngest peace ambassador, a child at age 9. We're not talking about being a mathematician.
Wow.
We're talking about the talent.
Wow.
Not just having a talent, but using your talent to speak about the issues
wow.
that affect people, that
wow.
affect citizens. So you see the power of mentoring.
Wow.
From the classroom, transitioning from the classroom,
wow.
mentoring now to go into our home every weekend.
Wow.
Spending hours, long hours, developing and owning our skills, our creative skills. And in the long run, she was doing very well also in other areas of our subjects, not just in the art alone, but she was doing well. And that's just one classic example. If I was actually like that child, at age 9 and age 10, and somebody spotted that I love drawing and painting, and somebody took interest in me, and then the person started spending more time with me, I would be where I am today. But I still thank God that it is never too late, because in the long run, I developed myself. The opportunities I never had growing up, I'm giving it now to help other children.
Excellent.
Grow up, to come up higher, and become the best version of themselves.
Wow.
And that's part of the things I've been doing back home here in Nigeria. I started working in the hospital, but working with young people, providing them platforms, opportunity for them to have, be part of art exhibition, and to be part of engagement in the community, where they will have opportunity of connecting with other like mind, where they can, collaborate, think of what they can do, be part of the social good, be part of the greater good, be part of the big picture.
To be honest with you, I am tearing. Because this kind of, can you see why God wanted me to talk to you to come here? Because this is the point of the fact of seeing and locating a child in a class in which nobody cares, and unfortunately in our environment in Nigeria, nobody cares about you. Nobody just go, like you said, go to school, come back, sleep. Have you done your homework? Okay, sleep, wake up, go and watch the plate, go and do the bed, go and do. Those are all the things our parents are on to. And look at the way God helped you to locate that child and see the impact and the great impact. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you are watching this tonight, I think it's important that you also, and that's what this show is about, you also can make this same change that Mr. Kunle has been able to do in the life of that child. you can make the change. You can look at in your neighborhood, in your compound, if you are living in whatever you are living, there will definitely be children, there will definitely be people, children around you or persons around you that you can also positively impact to begin to make great change. Now, look at that child at the age of 9, 10, making impact beyond our age. Beyond our age. And also, but yourself, you are trying to say that maybe if somebody found you, but to the glory of God, you are also making your own impact now. Because for you to have impacted, that is one out of the 15,000 beneficiaries of all the projects you've done. Is great grace, great impact, bringing change and transformation into the lives of people. Wow, wow, wow. What a great. Now, let me ask this question. How did you come about the awareness of arts and emotions?
That's a deep question you're asking, sir. I would say, like, growing up, I'm someone that I do not have self-esteem. I have a lot of mental health problems.
Okay.
I have a very low self-esteem, and that also talks about emotions, the way we feel about ourselves.
Yep.
And so I feel like God created some people better than myself. I know, even like when I told my dad I would love to go to university, my dad looked at me and said, "Go and learn how to repair radio part." So I'm not that person that you look at that will become anything in life. Like, don't look at this one, and now you. People are saying that go to university. You are also raising your hand. My friend, put your hands down. Go and learn. Whether go to one mechanic shop there and go and learn how to fix tires. And I said no. So if my father could tell me to go and when I told him I would like to go to school, and he told me to go and learn how to repair radio parts, you know what? That speaks so much about how I in a way people are drawing conclusions just by looking at your present predicament.
Correct.
You have sleep problem. You have some. You have some maybe some things that are not adding up for you. So I grew up having those mental health conditions and mental problems like self-esteem. I wasn't confident myself. I like going solo because I spread out bullying. Growing up, people would call me names. And also because I'm left-handed, so I was flogged blue and black.
Wow.
Always been beaten. Very traumatic experience growing up. So try to imagine having a traumatic childhood. I mean, like I used to tell, like, my dad married 2 wives, and that we have like 14 children or so.
14.
And we live in one room. So try to imagine that kind of environment. So what do you think? And a lot of domestic violence and all of that. So try to imagine certain elements growing up here and there. Your mind is not stable, and then so growing up for me, and I see all of this difficulty. Probably that's why I'm very attracted to people who are going through difficult moments in their lives, because I am someone who have gone through difficult moments in my life. I've had bad experiences, and then so naturally I gravitate towards people who have difficult life, because I see that God has used art to rewrite my story. Because God has used art to help me now to have a voice, not just in Nigeria, but around the world. God has helped me in a way that I was that child that people was looking down on. I was that person that people looked down at, like, you can't become anything in life. But today, to the glory of God, and then now I have that audacity of hope, where I'm now a mentor to many people, not just in Nigeria, but around the world. So I remember when I graduated from IFE, in fact, we never thought about the therapeutic benefits of the art even while I was in school. We just thought, okay, art history, my major was art history, my minor was painting. But we're not really digging deep into the therapeutic benefits of the art on the human experience or humanity. But I remember that after my graduation from the college and from school, after I wrote my last exam, I went to pray. Like, God, okay, so I'm done with my first degree. What next? And then, so there was a critical question I asked myself: what will I do differently from all other artists in Nigeria? There are several artists, thousands of them in Nigeria. What will I do differently? So ask yourself that question. If you're a medical doctor, what will you do differently? If you're an engineer, what will you do differently? If you're a banker, what will you do differently? If you're a lawyer, what will you do differently? Whatever you do, what will you do differently as a person? So I asked myself that question, and an answer came. Way back in 2010, at Sports Center, when I went to pray, the answer came, and God dropped that idea in my mind on how to explore the therapeutic benefit of the art. That was way back 10 years ago. I did nothing about it. Until 2012, not just 2012, I think during my service year also, where I was serving in the northern part of Nigeria, where the terrorists were already operating and all of that. So, killings with the post-election crisis that happened in 2011, when this present president didn't come in, as at that time, there was so much chaos in the northern part of Nigeria where I was. But then, I think one way or the other, music really was very helpful for me. Those moments, as a way to keep me sane, and kept me in a way that I was more safe. And then after leaving the service year, I became a primary school arts teacher. So I spoke about discovering of talent. That was one thing that first happened. The second thing that happened was I had like few children that have neurological disabilities that were in the class where I was teaching as a primary school teacher. Apart from spotting a child that is very brilliant, there were other children that were also having disabilities in my class. Like for instance, I have a girl that actually that has dyslexia. I have a boy that I think that has maybe cerebral palsy. And then so usually like that, these kids were so attracted to come into my studio. That created a problem for me, sir. It made me an enemy of other teachers. So because they don't want to stay in the class doing math, they want to come to the studio, they want to draw, they want to paint. So those students never felt discriminated against. Even though they have all these disabilities, they never felt that way. They felt empowered by coming to my class. That is an intersection between art and human emotion. Because art in a way provides a room for them where inclusion is paramount. When they were they were able to socialize. They didn't see themselves as different from other kids. Art brought everybody to equal level. It brought everybody to the same page. And I see, but I wasn't taking notes of all of these things that were happening. I was not thinking about them. Not until 2013 when I started the first Art in Health program in partnership with the Sickle Cell Foundation Nigeria. One day I was walking through, because my church, I attend the Redeemed Christian Church of God. So my church actually is within the building of the foundation. And one day I've been going to this church, severally walk, and one day God asked me to stop. Look at this healthcare center, and all the walls were plain. And then I was told, like, you know, as an artist, you have a role to play. You know, as an artist, you can change the way this environment feels. I was like, wow, really? And that's why I came back home. I drafted the proposal. I forwarded it to the management. I was invited. We had a conversation, and that's how art, the therapeutic art program formally was instituted through what I do here. And starting from 2013, when I founded my organization, Center Art Nigeria, ever since then, we've been moving from glory to glory, to working with children that have cancer, at the pediatric oncology, working with other professional artists by creating murals of superheroes where children feel very empowered in the hospital space. They don't longer think about their cancer, they think about the strength that art brings to them. They no longer feel comfortable sleeping and staying on the sick bed. They felt empowered to leave their sick bed and go to the receptor where you have the giant
murals,
murals where we painted them. We took music to the hospital. What a wonderful world! And all of these brought so much joy, and it still brings so much joy to hospital and healthcare spaces in Nigeria.
Interesting. Wow. It's as if I should do just even stop, allow you to stop. Just continue. No, it's so mind-boggling and so important. The and one of the things you mentioned, which if you are listening to this tonight, you are here, or you are watching this replay of this show tonight, I want you to know that tonight it's giving you insights. When I was in Nigeria, I never knew that there's anything called dyslexia. You were even able to see that in your children. I never knew anything called dyslexia. It's when I come in here that I knew that, there's something called dyslexia. I never knew what you call cerebral palsy. I didn't know all that. But I never knew what is called Down syndrome. Even though we don't know there's a name, at least Down syndrome, you can know that. And unfortunately there's a stigma that we, back in Nigeria we give to those with Down syndrome, and dense.
Okay.
You see, whereas these people, at least I've been able to know that here in the UK, that the use of music or arts actually bring out of them, some of these art or music have been able to bring about a solution to them changing their neurology, their brain formation, and the pattern of their brain. Some of them have been able to, through that. I was listening the other day of one particular, was it on this news? I can't remember where I listened to it now, of a child that had like a Down syndrome, and when the senior teacher, that child now I think is like a very great musician. When the teacher comes to teach the senior or elder child music, he just sit down there and listen. Nobody pays attention to that child. But when that teacher teaches this senior child and they go, she will go there and play all the notes exactly without looking at any notes.
Is the child autistic?
Yeah.
Autism, so yeah, that is. So autistic children are endowed with exceptional abilities that, they have that gift that God gave to them. Like, there was this artist that I read about in New York. They flew over the cityscape in New York once. So, and after that, they gave him a long word. You know what he did? He was playing music, and everything he saw, he didn't take picture of. They flew in just across from the area. They flew him around in New York, and then they took him into a space, and everything he saw from his mind, he drew them on the wall. Okay. Not drawing them from pictures, but drawing them from the mind, and he's autistic.
Interesting. So now, if you are a parent watching this tonight, or if you are a teacher or wherever you are, please know that you have a role to play to make impact in the life of children in Nigeria or anywhere in the world who are autistic, who have Down syndrome, who are dyslexia, and you have a positive role, or even children like our guest has said tonight, or children who are left-handed. It is not a taboo. You can help these children, and you can bring out the great giftings in them for them to fulfill their own purpose. They have a purpose here on earth, and you can release them and help them to enter into their own greatness and purpose. Feyikemi, welcome to the Mentors Show. So it's just great tonight. We're having our guests in the show tonight, Mr. Kunle, who is telling us great things of how he's been using art to bring positive change on the continent of Africa and even all over the world, and is having mentoring sessions with people all over the world, which is leading them into their own self-discovery. So it's, for me, it's wow, wow, wow. So now I've asked you about the issue of, and another point he mentioned, which I want to underscore, is what will you do differently? I remember vividly this man, Professor Jerry Garner. He was the first DG of his National Orientation Agency in Nigeria, and he always says, if you are a painter, paint well. If you are a sweeper, sweep well. If you are a manager, manage well. If you are whatever you are, he says you should do it well. And you have underscored that point of the fact that what will I do differently from every other person? If I'm a medical doctor, what will I do differently as a medical doctor from every other person? If I'm a research person, what will I do differently than every other person? So whatever you are doing, you can do it differently and stand out in that particular space. Now, let's go to the next question. How did you come about the issue of, we've looked at emotions, art and emotions. Now, how did you come about the issue of art and what I'm good at, the aspect of correctional facility? You mentioned correctional facility, those who have criminal records, criminal justice system. How did you come about that connection between those who have art and those who have issues with the criminal justice system?
So, for me, I believe that art really permeates every side of the society. And art can never be isolated. Nah, it's never isolated. But so art is not like art for art's sake. Art is not for art's sake. Art is for every purpose. Every purpose. Every purpose in terms of helping people to change their behavioral pattern, helping people to have a positive life outcomes, helping people to live their best life. I mean, like I told you, for someone like myself that I always have, like I have low self-esteem, art really helped me to really boost my, my confidence level and help me to really pride myself in what I do. So I thought about girls in correctional centers, girls who were convicted of crimes. So think about people who are in the prison yard. Think about the kind of lives they live. Think about the luxury you have. You have access to quality of life through some of the things you are enjoying. But go have a feel of what it is in the prison yard. That is what it is like also for girls in correctional facility, where they are not properly being taken care of, where they felt abandoned and left behind. But I think art can really help to bring so much joy and hope to them. Because some of these people, before they become maybe criminal record, they actually persist. And there's nobody that God created that doesn't have talent, whether singing, whether drawing, whether dancing. So how about finding those connections? So for me, it's about finding the connection. Even though these people have bad records, but it does not mean it's the end of life for them. It does not mean that what they had actually was taken away from them. The gift they have actually still with them, but actually that they are just in a place, right? So, and then we did like drawing and paintings and batik and textile design. There were moments that they cried because all of these things, they do not have access to them. So when we took art to them, it's about like taking life back to them. They like being in that place and light shining on them. Things that they've actually been looking for and now finally came to them. So, and I know that some of them eventually were released out of the correctional home and now, finding ways of integrating back into the society. I think art plays that very vital role, helping people to reintegrate. That reintegration is very key. Not that people are actually condemned for their bad behaviors, or maybe because they were convicted for criminal records, but art can really help to restore I know that actually happens a lot. Art can really help to uncover the giftings that's actually hidden in there. And I've seen that come out. I've seen these young girls drawing more rejuvenated, more revived, more excited about life than ever before. So when we introduce the art to them, their quality of life actually improved. You know, like I said, think about environments where you don't have access to things people outside the world are enjoying, right? And now those things have been brought to you. Their spirit was revived, and they have a reason to hope. Even though some of them actually may transition from the correctional center to museum, but what will happen eventually is that they will come out not as deformed individuals, but as reformed individuals.
Interesting.
Art reforms, art transforms.
Art reforms, art transforms. And that, I think, it's quite very insightful. I have a friend here in the UK who has been a guest of Her Majesty. Those who have been guests of Her Majesty are those who have been to the prison, because the prison is Her Majesty's prison, and it's so good when it comes to calligraphy, painting, and doing cards, and he learned it actually in the prison. So last year, not this year, last year Christmas, last year April, Easter, he did cards for me. Maybe I'll snap them and send them. I think I have them snapped somewhere. He did some art snapping for me, and he does great work. So for him, he spends time to do some of those things and take it to the charity shop to donate it for them to gift to other people. You know, to give to other people. So I could see this issue of art giving somebody hope and a skill which can also be monetized.
Yes.
And I tell him that this skill you have is a great skill, could be monetized, even though for now he is not thinking of monetizing it. But I think just to buttress the point that skill he picked up while in prison, and is doing, it's a great opportunity for one to be able to do that. Now, this show is sparking creativity, and with the way we normally ask our guests, we've not even asked, we've gone all round. Let's now ask, how would you define creativity?
Creativity.
Mm.
The word creativity is taken from the word create. Because you can't have creativity without having the word create.
Mm.
So creativity is how we do what we do in a different way.
Mm.
That's what creativity is. Now, for instance, maybe the way I'm talking to you tonight, probably if I decide to paint my face,
Mm.
instead of you seeing my face, but painted my face to talk to you, probably that would be the first time you have a guest on this show that would paint his face.
Correct.
If I decide not to do it the normal way.
Yeah.
So that's creativity is not good. Creativity is doing things not in a non-conventional way.
Mm.
People would have done it this way, or you did it the other way around. That
Mm.
is creativity, right?
Mm.
So look at. I will also say that creativity involves process, and also the outcome of that process is something that becomes beneficial to humanity. For instance, now you're wearing a shirt. Do you know that shirt was actually processed material?
Yep.
So somebody actually, creativity is what you are benefiting from.
Mm.
There was a time people were using leaves to cover their nakedness.
Mm.
Somebody said, no,
No, we cannot use this.
Right?
Mm.
There was a time people would travel on their leg and walk miles.
Mm.
And somebody said, no, how about inventing a car?
Mm.
How about inventing a bicycle? And then so there was a time somebody looked like a journey through 8 hours on the road. That's a long one. How about coming up with a metal that can fly?
Mm. Mm.
Yes. It's all about that.
Mm.
When God created the world, God didn't create tears, He created trees.
Mm.
But the tears were already in the trees. Somebody saw the tears in the tree
Mm.
and began to cut down the trees. And furniture came into
Give it to
being.
being. Yeah.
That's creativity.
Mm.
Creativity is seeing things in a different way, but eventually whatever you do is what brings benefit humanity or benefit people around you.
Excellent.
Somebody invented microphone because people are shouting.
Mm.
No, those not shouting. There's a way that your voice can be amplified. Somebody invented the phone. You're in UK today.
Yeah.
You want to speak to different people around the world.
Yeah.
Right? There was a time that people were using different devices, but somebody came up with phone. And
Yeah.
today we can actually be connected. And look at the way we are speaking.
Mm.
From television now to mobile phones,
Mm.
to videos,
Mm.
to computers,
Mm.
from giant-sized computers to small computers.
Mm.
So that is creativity.
Mm.
So the way we dress, the way we speak, even the way we dance.
Yeah.
There are dancers and there are star dancers.
Mm.
There are drivers, there are star drivers.
Mm.
There are writers, there are star writers.
Mm.
There are people who write, and there are some people when they write, like, no, wow.
Mm.
Man, you write in such a way that it is so fascinating.
Mm.
It's not just writing for writing's sake. No. The person is taking extra effort to be creative and be stylish with his writing.
Mm.
That's creativity.
Mm. Interesting. Now, Precious, thank you for that. You wrote, "Gift is God's gift birthed in us." That creativity is God's gift birthed. Thank you for that, Precious. Yes, creativity. And it's very insightful, and the way you have unpacked the creative concept of how it's just the way of saying, not being following the norm, just looking at not following the norm, and more importantly, solving problems, social problems, practical problems all around us. And one of the key things we'll keep mentioning on this show is that for those who have been following us and those who are watching or will be watching later, is that you can be the solution to a particular problem in your community. Only you need to look out. You need to be aware, be conscious of what is happening around you, and see how you can use that as a solution. Like when you were teaching as a teacher, you were conscious of those who have dyslexia. You were conscious of those who were gifted. You're not just teaching like every other teacher. They just teach and just go. And I forgot. I wanted to mention in my head. I can remember now. I did art also in school. And Bruce Onobrakbeya. That's the name. That's the name they taught. One of the names they taught us there. They from Benin, I think Benin. I can't remember. Bruce Onobrakbeya and all those things they taught us in art. They taught us in the art class then about drawing, still drawing, and all perspective and all those drawings. So it's quite interesting now. And that's what you've said now. You said when some people write and there's some writing, and that takes us to the issue. Now you are an author. So how did that come about? Because, ladies and gentlemen, our guest tonight is an author, and his book is going to be launched December 20th. So you could see from the advert that it's on sale. So please go follow him on Instagram, follow him on Facebook, and also go and make a purchase of the book to be able to, at least you could see the impact he's making, so it can continue to make more impact. So how did you come about the issue of being an author, from an artist to an author? Yes, Atumbi.
So this is my book. It's my memoir, and it's on Amazon. If you're not in Nigeria, just look for this on Amazon, and you'll get it there. Also, you can pre-order in Nigeria.
Okay.
Anywhere in Nigeria, you can pre-order my book. And also, but to be formally launched December 20th, which is a Sunday. Very soon, I think probably by this weekend, we'll put out the Eventbrite.
Okay.
For people who are interested to be able to click and also register formally to be part of.
To join the launch.
So, how I came about being an author. Well, I didn't tell you I wrote YX 7 times in 7 years.
Aha, we
Yes,
didn't know that.
Kindle. It's on Kindle. Yes, you can. Yes, it's on Kindle too. Yes. So this is the name. Kindle on Amazon. You get it there. Atumbi. Yes, it's there. Atumbi, the great, the God, the glory. Yeah, it's on Kindle too. And I would like to read your review after reading the book. So everything that Dr. Majid is saying tonight about all the impact I've been making around the world, everything is
Interesting.
all the impact and everything that he has said tonight and things I've never even told you, everything is in my memoir, right? So like I was also saying, like I wrote like 7 times in 7 years.
7 times 7 years.
Yeah, I wrote Jumbo also like 5 times. And so you know what I mean? Like I remember I told you that my dad told me that, you know, I can't go to school because I don't look like someone that will ever go to school. So it seems like the odds were against me. It seems that I can't really make headway in life. It seems that like there's no future for me. So one of the things I would say is that I grew up seeing my father write on the walls.
Right?
Write on the wall. My dad writes with chalk on the walls.
Okay.
He writes. My dad has a very nice handwriting. He writes like almost Shora and more many. My dad would write like biblical scriptures on the walls with chalk, writing. So I believe one way or the other, my dad had a writing skill. And I believe one way or the other, it influences me, directly or indirectly. And eventually, and that's why today I'm an author. So I wouldn't say that came out of the blues. No. I saw my dad write on the walls. But today I write in books. His platform was the walls. Mine is on paper.
It's on paper.
I know what I did. I wrote something about my father's handwriting on the wall in my book.
Interesting.
My dad never had the opportunity of publishing any book. I took some of the things he wrote on the wall. I published them in my book, black and white.
Interesting. So you snapped the picture or you wrote it?
I took them. No, I remember the things he
wrote. Okay, you wrote what? Okay, all right.
I said something specifically about my father's handwriting on the wall. I wrote about 2 or 3 pages about it in my book.
Interesting.
So things that my dad said to us as children growing up. So as my dad would speak to us, things that he wrote on the walls would speak to us. Even when it's not around, when you keep staring, just like the works of art, you gazing at the walls speaks to you. Because the works of art actually does speak. Right? So my dad's handwriting on the wall, the things, the words of wisdom, the words of scriptures that he wrote on the walls, whether you white chalk or color chalk. So anytime we're seated or moving around, you go to the restroom, you see my dad's handwriting on the wall. You go to the kitchen, you see my dad's handwriting on the wall. You're sitting in the sitting room, his handwriting were everywhere. But he never published any book. He didn't have that privilege. But the privilege I have, I've been able to, take that legacy, been able to take what my father wrote on the walls, even though he didn't have the resources. Now that God have empowered me and blessed me, I took some of the things he wrote on the wall and put in the book so that people like you can read.
Interesting. Wow.
So I would say that. I would also say that some of my writing or some of the things I wrote in my book were born of personal experience, inspiration. The first book I published was in 2004 when I was in Auchi Polytechnic in Edo State. The second one I published was 10 years after I graduated from the Polytechnic in 2014. And the book was titled, Why Sit We Here Till We Die? You must have read stories of the 4 lepers in the Bible that spoke to themselves and said, oh, well, there's hunger in the land. We are lepers. Now, we want to go to Samaria. They will not allow us to enter the Samaria. They want to go back to Syria. They are going to kill us there. Why sit we here and die of hunger? They have let me go and die. things are. The question is, did they die? No. And that book was born out of the excuses that people make. Like, oh, Nigeria is bad, Nigeria is this, the economic is so hard, you can't thrive, you can't become anything in this country, everything is programmed to work against you. But these lepers have things against them. The people in the community will not accept them. When they were going, the enemy were going to kill them.
Yeah.
They went ahead.
They still went, and they didn't die.
They became the savior
Of the
where they were rejected. So who says that if you're on this call tonight, you can't become a savior where you are?
Correct.
Bloom where you are planted. I'm in Nigeria, and I speak about being a light in Nigeria, not just in Nigeria, but around the world. There are people who are out there who are giving Nigeria bad name. Why not be that person that will give Nigeria a good name? So you can be the ambassador that we are looking for. You can be that light that people can look at and they feel that there is hope for this nation. I tell people, if you look at the sky at night, what do we see? Are we only seeing the darkness? But if you look long enough into the sky at night, you will see stars in the firmament. There are stars, so regardless of how dark our environment is, regardless of how corrupt the government is, regardless of how terrible the economy is, there are still people out there who are what shining example of what God can do with a life that is yielded to Him. So as we are all here tonight, just think about the life that God has given to you. Shine where you are. In fact, the relevance of light is not felt in the midst of light. The relevance of light is felt in the darkness.
In the midst of darkness.
Imagine now, this whole place is so bright now. If I light a candle here now, would it be foolishness? Why am I lighting a candle? You can't see me. So it means that the candle is useless because I can see. Right? So when this light goes off and I put on and I light my candle, now you not see how important this candle is. So think about it. Now that everywhere seems to be very bad, everywhere seems to be very terrible, see yourself as a light because darkness gives light opportunity to shine. So it's your opportunity to shine.
Wow. It's interesting. Okedare, welcome. And there's other people that join us. It's the Mentors Show. And wow, it's our guest is just giving us a sermonette. That is your time, and is emphasizing what this show is meant for. That it's your time to shine. It's for your time to do something. It's your time. So we are thinking that by tomorrow morning, when you wake up tomorrow morning, you should decide of what you want to solve, what problem you want to solve. Because God has put you wherever you are to be this change, to be the solution. And it's just wonderful. What can I say? I wouldn't want to take. I want to draw to a close because what the words we have said is a good place to end the show tonight. For me, as a person of, I would have asked question, but already you have touched on it. I'm a researcher on corporate social responsibility, and all the things you have done, all the projects you are doing, all the mentoring you are doing, are all working and pushing and showcasing the impact of social enterprise, the impact of corporate social responsibility, the impact of being the change in the environment. And I think it's just been a wonderful time tonight. There are other parts of you we have not touched. And I wouldn't want this thing to be so long. We are going to bring you back again. You're going to come back again. I hope you will give us that. Lasisi Tunde, welcome. It's the Mentor Show. So I hope you're going to come back again for us to talk on other parts. We've not talked, even though you've scraped it a little bit about the aspect of mentoring, but we're going to come back and look at that critically and look at the impact, particularly when it comes to the Art and Medicine Fellowship in Africa. So you could see there are other things we can still talk about. We've not opened it up, but I want to say tonight, want to thank you very much. Even though, like I knew that we're going to have a nice time, even though we had challenges at the beginning, but it's been wonderful. So, ladies and gentlemen, tonight we've had a wonderful session with our guests who has been phenomenal. And we have had a wonderful, great time of talking about how art can influence your emotions, how art can help you to be the change, how art can transform you, how art can make you to become a changed person, how art can make you sane in a seemingly insane world, insane world rather, if you like. So it's been wonderful having our guests tonight, and he's going to come back again. He's going to come back. He's going to come back again. But because it's a reverse order, I'm the one that will log out. So please, you will help me save the video from your end, because I don't have, I can't share like I normally do. This is the first time that reverse order is happening. So, but it's a good one. It's a good experience, to have it do. So thank you very much. And that's us done tonight. So, ladies and gentlemen, next week we have a wonderful guest next week, Tuesday, the 1st of December. Is a guest, first guest, all the way from United States of America. His name is Kieran the Light. He's a musician. Check him out on Instagram. He's a musician. He's a songwriter that sings, and you just fall in love with him. He's going to be here on Tuesday, the 1st of December, as our first guest from the United States of America. We are expanding. We've been doing this since May, and we've had on this show, we've had Frank Edwards, we've had Flo Rocca, we've had Chioma Dichigo, we've had Mike Abdul, we've had Professor, we've had Emoji Music from Ghana, we've had, of recent, even Mr. Anthony Zemefe, the creator of Caveman Researches from Ghana. So we keep having great guests, and we've had all the great people from South Africa, those who are on Forbes 30 under 30 list in South Africa and from Zimbabwe. So next week, by the grace of God, 1st of December, don't miss it. Come and have an impact with Kieran in inspiring us again with a new dimension with music. So we want to thank you very much again tonight, Mr. Kunle. It's been wonderful. It's been wonderful. And we know we cannot have enough of you. And that is the reason why you are coming back again. You are coming back again. So thank you so much. So I will sign out, because normally it's the guest I last, but I'm the one that will sign out so that you can be able to share and help me. I'll need to get the video from you to share from my own end. So thank you so much. God bless you, my brother. Thank you so much.
Guys. Thanks for joining us tonight, everyone.
Wow.
God bless you, my brother. Thanks for joining us tonight, everyone. Deeply appreciate you and looking forward to meeting all of you again.
Of Alpha Childcare Limited, a leading UK childcare provider. Caroline currently runs over 13 childcare settings in the United Kingdom, leading a team of 75 childcare experts and helping over 500 children every day. She is a graduate of the Said Business School, which is the business school of the University of Oxford. She was a participant of the Goldman Sachs 10KSB alumni conference.
Sorry, I've not logged out. I was so carried away by another guest, another inspiration person of mine. Wow.